Today we are looking at Chris F., a notable person within the FGC, translate Bonchan, who has stated through rough translation possibly that whiff punishing might be losing you more games in Street Fighter 6 than it is making you win more games. If you like this video, please subscribe and comment down below. If you like, go support the creator of the video, Chris F. The video and his channel will be in the description down below. But let's get into the video. I'm very curious to see exactly what the translation says. If so, I might need to move my webcam.
All right.
But let's take a listen.
So this is a really cool video that I want you guys to check out.
Really cool video.
As an English translated YouTube or not, but basically he put out this thing where he's doing
Get off
his,
my
like,
screen.
Street Fighter 6 fundamental lecture. He's saying that a lot of people, especially like intermediate players, they'll always say things like whiff punishing. Like,
always important.
Whiff punishing.
Gotta
like,
whiff punish.
Whiff punishing is amazing.
Gotta do it.
I can't believe you whiff punished that.
Gotta
That's so
do
cool.
it.
Like that's amazing. And he says people tend to have the idea that whiff punishing is a huge part of playing Street Fighter 6.
It is though, isn't it?
He wasn't saying that whiff punishing isn't important at any time in Street Fighter 6. He goes like,
okay,
if they whiff like a big butt in your face, you know, whiff punish stuff that's easily whiff punishing. But what he goes on to say is that you shouldn't focus your whole game plan and your whole neutral game.
That's kind of interesting. That's actually kind of, my cat's about to cross the screen. Cat's cross the screen. That's very interesting to be like, you should whiff Luke's standing heavy punch. You shouldn't really, or whiff punish Luke's standing heavy punch. You really shouldn't be trying to whiff or whiff punish Luke's crouching medium punch, so to speak. Or maybe like Luke standing or crouching light punch. So, I mean, that's very interesting coming from somebody who dedicates their life to Street Fighter to be like, hey, limit yourself and not really go for, you know, don't get ready to whiff punish everything. That's very interesting.
Around just whiff punishing your opponent. And then he goes on to explain why you shouldn't do that in Street Fighter 6 and why he thinks it's actually a really weak way of playing neutral.
It's a weak way.
What ends up happening if you focus too much
Thinks it's a
on
weak
whiff
way?
punishing, you end up being able to do nothing, especially at this range.
Mm.
You just end up playing like really passive.
That is true. You know, this also happens, I can say like whenever I fight like a Honda or a Blanca, right? Because you're kind of waiting for like slide, or you're waiting for on like Blancas, because usually they're going to throw a slide from this range for no reason. Or you're going to expect like a headbutt from a Honda, and you're just waiting to either parry or DP those, and then they just end up throwing a button, and then you lose some drive gauge, right? You can tunnel vision too much on trying to whiff punish specific moves. Okay, I can see it. Wait, I see the vision.
Walking back and forth, and then you basically give your opponent the opportunity to do whatever they want. Let's say you fight against an opponent, and you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to wait. I'm sitting here. As soon as you whiff something, like, dude, you're done, because I'm going to whiff punish that. But then what ends up happening is your opponent just never throws out that.
Yeah, they never do nothing.
That you're looking to whiff.
You just wait.
And then you just end up sitting around doing nothing. You give your opponent the opportunity to do
and look at this.
They want.
And this is very important. This is very important, right? I'm going to rewind it slightly. Look at it. So we're starting here. Ryu's, you know, forward foot is 2. What was this? Fucking 10 feet? 10 meters? 10 notches? What's the... Can somebody say what the hell the 10 kilometers?
And then you just end up
look at this.
Doing nothing.
Look at where he ends up.
Your opponent the opportunity to do whatever they want.
Boom. Now you're back here. You gave, by you doing nothing and trying to maybe whiff punish, you allowed the opponent to one. I mean, they're about to throw you.
Bonchan goes on to say,
and then now you're all the way back here. So you had position over here. You did nothing. Now you're over here, closer to the corner.
That in Street Fighter 6,
which is not good.
Because of neutral drive rush, just trying to play footsies at mid-range and focusing your entire game on whiff punishing is really, really weak in this game.
Because drive rush is very aggressive, right? Because if you are waiting for a button and then they drive rush at you, they could just drive rush through a light button, hits the startup of your medium punch or your heavy punch trying to catch the drive rush, and next thing you know, now you're in the corner once again.
Instead of just always waiting and always playing passive and waiting for your opponent to make a mistake, do drive rush, hit them with something, and then put them into like a strike throw mix-up. Take your plus frames from your drive rush.
Take the plus frames, chat.
That's right here. That's a much easier way to win.
Damn, Bonchan said, you no longer just drive rush at your opponent. Just drive rush at your opponent, take the plus frames, and you start throwing them, man. Even Bonchan knows that throws are strong in this game.
Than just playing neutral and just trying to focus on whiff punishing. Again, just to reiterate, Bonchan isn't saying whiff
Yes,
punishing
he is.
is weak
Nope,
in this
that's
game.
the way
He's
he
not saying
is.
it isn't important.
I already
He's saying
came to the
basing
conclusion in
your
my mind.
main game plan, your main neutral game, your main like autopilot
Nope.
flowchart.
That's what he said.
Around
I'm
whiff
taking
punishing
it.
is weak in Street
I'm
Fighter
taking it
6.
literal.
And again,
Never
just his
whiff
opinion,
punish.
not mine. I'm just translating for you guys. So if you get mad,
Thank you, Chris F. Hell yeah.
Send the messages over to Bonchan, not me. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? There's one more thing he says that is really good, I think.
What's he say?
If I remember correctly.
What's he say, Chris F? Tell me right now.
Oh yeah, so he's saying, and also that another risk for always looking for whiff punishes is that if your spacing is wrong and your opponent doesn't even hit you, just causes you to block and does a rush, right? Block, crouching medium kick, you block it, they do drive rush. Just from blocking that crouching medium kick, if they drive rush, now you're in a minus situation, and then your opponent gets the mix-up. So
which
again,
is when you should be doing drive reversal, man. Go look at my video. To the moment they do drive rush, just hit them with a drive reversal.
More opportunities to get in and
now
put
it's
you in
quicker.
a mix-up situation, even if you block, which in other Street Fighter games wouldn't have been the worst thing. Blocking a crouching medium kick in Street Fighter 5, 4, 3, 2, Alpha, whatever. That wasn't really a bad thing necessarily. That's a pretty safe play. But in this game, because you
get
can
so
drive
much
rush it and take your plus frames, blocking a crouching medium kick is actually pretty risky and is a really big downside to playing passively. When you play against really good players, like at higher ranks, they're not
now he's burned out. Now he's burned out. Definitely should have hit a drive reversal there.
Your chances to actually whiff punish good players are going to be not 0, but close to 0, because when they do something like Luke's crouching medium punch or like Chun-Li's crouching
6
medium
frames.
kick, they're not whiffing those moves. They know how to space it properly, and good players aren't going to be whiffing it like more than 1 or 2 times in a whole set. That's another reason why basing your game plan around whiff punishing against good players.
I mean, what I'm taking away from what Chris F just said is not like he's kind of what he's saying is correct, which is you need to learn the range of your own moves before you start worrying about whiff punishing. You know, Chun-Li's crouching medium kick, which is easier now to whiff punish thanks to the most recent balance patch. But you need to understand the range of your own moves, even if you want to think about whiff punishing and the range of your opponent's move. Right? So if you're trying to tunnel vision on a whiff punishing, but you, oh my God, hello? But you don't even know that how far your heavy punch is going to go, so you're going to whiff, and then, you might get counter hit afterwards. It's very important to understand like how your own character can even whiff punish to begin with. And most people at higher levels, like you said, they're not going to give you opportunities to whiff punish because they know the range of their moves, so they're going to hit you, put you in that block scenario with a drive rush.
Is a really bad idea because you're looking for something that's not going to come very often. You got to come up with a better way to play, and in
this man's
his
a
opinion,
crazy hitbox, by the way.
Is to
90 buttons on it,
and then try to hit them with a mix-up. Try to get in with a
sounds
drive
like
rush,
neutral,
try to do
basically.
something like standing hard punch,
which is
fireball,
weird.
See if they push buttons after, and then try to do like some space trap kind of stuff after that. But just basing it on whiff punishing is not the greatest idea, according to Bonchan. I mean, he goes on to explain the same thing in more detail later on. So I hope you guys.
But I don't know Japanese.
Video. If you enjoyed this video,
Thanks.
let me know in the comments.
Thanks, Chris F.
So much fun.
Thanks, Chris F. You're a cool guy. But yeah, I think what you just said, Aaron, I think that's true, which is that just sounds like neutral. Yeah, it's Street Fighter 6 neutral. Street Fighter 6 neutral is different than Street Fighter 5 neutral, and Street Fighter 5 neutral is different than Street Fighter 4 neutral, and so on and so forth and so on. Every game's neutral is different than the previous iteration because there's always more tools that games end up adding. Tekken's neutral is way different because you got to worry about heat smashing all these jazzes. So I think Bonchan is trying to say, like, hey, if you only focus on whiff punishing, you might be stuck in an old mindset. You have to use drive rush. You have to use these plus frames. You have to be making your opponent either take the throw or hitting them, with a delayed button to beat the throw, so on and so forth. So I think that's the point of the video, which is maybe a traditional mindset isn't going to work in Street Fighter 6, so you have to really just use the game tools to win, while also making sure that you don't whiff buttons. But if you disagree with me or agree with me, comment down below in the video. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below, leave me a like. Really helps out the algorithm, so a lot more people can see this video. So thank you for doing that, and I hope to see y'all again in the next video. See ya!